Thank you, Director General, Mr. Ricky Ramraj. Thank you for that. As you know, all of these housing programs that we have is really the fulfillment of the 50,000 house lot promise that was issued by the government of Guyana through His Excellency, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, and the works being projected or executed by our ministers. And you will hear from them in a moment. In fact, right now, I'd like to invite Honorable Minister Susan Rodrigues to brief you on the status of our programs. Please join me in welcome.
Region 2, good morning. Always a pleasure to be here in your region. Please allow me to acknowledge Honorable Colin Crowell, Minister of Housing and Water, our Permanent Secretary, Bishram Kupin, who is our Master of Ceremony this morning, Regional Chairman, Vice Chairman, Director General in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ramraj, the Mayor, AREO, other regional officials who are here, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to be at this 54th Dream Realize event since we took office in 2020. And at every one of these allocation events or events where we sign agreements of sale and certificates of titles, which we will be doing here today, I'm always very happy to see people walk into an event with an application and leave with an allocation. Come as a prospective landowner and leave as a landowner. People who come with an allocation letter and leave with their certificate of title or leave with their agreement of sale, who will become homeowners. That is a very important accomplishment in your lives, and it's a very important objective of the government of Guyana to ensure that we empower our people with home ownership. And this is one of the most impactful ways that we are using the resources of our country to develop our country, but also to invest in the lives of our people. And so through this housing program, we are able to deliver house lots at extremely subsidized prices. And you, in return, when you acquire that piece of land at a subsidized cost, your net worth is immediately increased because of the work we will put in to the areas that you are allocated. Resources for the infrastructure work, development of roads, bridges, utilities, installing the electricity, installing the water distribution network, the construction of water treatment plants to give you clean water to your homes, all of that investment made by the government, so that you can see it translated into your life and improve and increase your net worth. So we are very pleased with the achievements over the last 4.5 years. We've been able to allocate over 41,000 ordinary Guyanese who are now landowners who were not landowners just 5 years ago. That's 41,000 people who have families and who will benefit and have benefited from this housing program. And this year, we will see approximately 25,000 new landowners being allocated. People thought 10,000 annually was a high target. And you know our target is 50,000 over our 5-year period. But we have not limited ourselves to that 50,000. Our program is about delivering real results. So it's not just about ensuring that our manifesto commitment is completed, which is important to us, that all of the promises we make are achieved. But we don't just stop there. We haven't limited ourselves. We haven't limited our potential at the Ministry of Housing and Water on what we can do and what we plan to do. We want to deliver real results, and that's why we have taken a careful examination. We have done a careful examination of the demand in all of the regions, regions 1 to 10. And we have come up with a plan, led of course by His Excellency. We've come up with a plan to address all of the backlog in 9 of the 10 administrative regions. So the aim this year is to address up to current, to deal comprehensively with the backlog of all the regions except Region 4, which I'll speak about in a minute. But all of the regions, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, to address all of the backlog in those regions. So all of our people who live in those regions can expect their house lots in the coming year. So that's the plan for those regions. Here in Region 2, we will allocate over these 2 days a plantation on the Naming Track A and 2 new areas, Lot 7 and Lot 8. We plan to allocate approximately 500 new lots in the next 2 days, which will be to low, moderate, and middle income categories. And of course, we have invited today approximately 200 beneficiaries to sign their agreements of sale and their certificates of title. So congratulations to all of you. And this new area is a very excellent location because you're already surrounded in this area by developed housing areas. So you have in proximity on the naming phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're close to neighbors already, you're close to developed housing areas, and so it is an area that you will be able to start your construction in a short time and be around people who have already moved into these developed areas. In Region 4, as I mentioned, we plan to reduce significantly the backlog there, but you know it's our most populated region, and therefore the highest demand for housing is in Region 4. But we plan to reduce the backlog significantly there, and you will see a number of Dream Realize events this year in Region 4 to reduce the backlog there and maybe move the allocations, the applications from beyond 2019 and come to a more current year, maybe 2020, 2021. So you can see that development in Region 4. This event, of course, is supported, as always, by the financial institutions. Several banks are present here today, insurance companies, and of course our sister company, the Guyana Water Inc. So we urge you to take advantage. Now that you will leave here with your agreement of sale, you can approach the banks and try to negotiate one of those low interest mortgages so that you can start making your plans to construct your new home. Meant to promote home ownership. So we have in all of these areas, many of the areas across different regions have reserve land where we have started housing construction. And so people have been able, thousands of people have been able, 3,800 homes are under construction. Some have already been completed and some are under construction now through the housing program. And so many of our people were able to purchase the housing units at a significantly reduced cost as well, because if you have to build one of those low-income houses on your own, it would cost you a lot more. But there's only so many houses we can build because even finding contractors is a challenge now. With how well the economy is doing, everybody is working, and we're very, very pleased about that. So we have negotiated with the bank since we came back into government and ensured that interest rates were reduced in the last 4 years. In a global economy where interest rates are being raised because of inflation, in Guyana we saw interest rates reduced significantly. We've also introduced other programs like the steel and cement subsidy program to help people to commence the construction of their homes and to make it more affordable to them and more accessible to them. And we've also increased the mortgage interest relief ceiling to $30 million. So if you get a mortgage from the bank, all of the interest that you pay on that mortgage, you can claim that back at the end of the year from the policies that we've implemented to make homeownership more affordable and to make it more accessible to ordinary Guyanese. And the DG mentioned, who is often here, Mr. Ramraj, who's often here in the region, that there's tremendous development going on in Region 2 outside of the housing program. I'm coming in, I just passed the stadium, the new stadium that is being built. You're getting a new hospital in this region that will deliver world-class healthcare services. The Onderneming water treatment plant is completed and is in the testing phase and will be delivering treated water to the people from Supanam, I believe, to Temad Manor. So all of the people in that section of the coast. We have the Lima Sands water treatment plant, and we have a third water treatment plant at Maria's Delight that will take care of the charity end of the coast here in Region 2. By the time all three of these programs are completed and implemented, the water treatment plants, all of the people who live on the coast in Region 2 will be receiving treated water, clean water that you can drink. So these are just some of the highlights of the work taking place in Region 2. And apart from all of that, it's always a pleasure to be in this region, to be very cooperative, who are very interested in their own development, and who always come out at all of these events and engage our government and engage your leaders to ensure that the work that we do have a positive impact on your lives. So congratulations to all of those who will become new landowners today and tomorrow, and special congratulations to those who are present here today, signing your agreements of sale and your certificates of title, and you are now on your way to being in possession of a title that guarantees your land ownership and your land rights. So congratulations to all of you. God bless you and your families.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Susan Rodrigues. Thank you.